Ay, ay, ay. Nick Cannon. Come on, man. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Welcome to my domain. My name is Sire. And on today's video, we are going to be putting Nick Cannon on the spectrum. Now, for those of you who don't know what's going on and who Nick Cannon is an entertainer, an American entertainer, a very big entertainer, business mogul, and he has made a name for himself. One of the things that also made him popular was him being married to Mariah Carey. That put him in the limelight a lot more. But even before that, Nick Cannon was an American figure on his own. He's somebody who had featured for Nickelodeon. He was known as one of the youngest writers, or the youngest writer to ever write for Nickelodeon at the age of 17. He starred on shows like All That with people like Kenan Kel, starred in movies like Bounce Roll and Love Don't Cost a Thing, amongst other things. He's been showing up on so many other movies. One of the key and major roles that he actually runs is the Wild 'N Out show, where, you know, a group of rappers come in. It's very entertaining. Now, this guy, as far as I've known him, has always talked smartly. He's always been cool, calm, composed. I've seen him, I've seen a lot of interviews done by Nick Cannon. He's just your good guy. Everybody loves him. Well, up until Tuesday, that was 2 days ago, when a video surfaced with him talking about how whites have been savages over history and how, the Jewish people are claiming to be the original Hebrews, whereas the original Hebrews were people with the melanin skin. And he found a way to correlate melanin skin to empathy and compassion, or something like that, saying that white people lack compassion and that's why they're savages. But they try to blame us as being the savages, whereas it was them that are the savages. I mean, the things that he said were really unbelievable. I can't even say it all. Just take a look.
Let's go to what it really is then. When we talk about the power of melanated people, when we talk about who we really are as guys, and understanding that our melanin is so powerful and it connects us in a way that the reason why they fear black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it. So then when you see what Dr. Francis C. Welsing talked about is that fear in that
just genetic annihilation,
deficiency of when you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or so then they're acting out of fear, they're acting out of low self-esteem, they're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people. Right. They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains, they're in these rough torrential environments, so they're acting as animals. Right. So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones that are actually the true savages. And then they built up such this I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this conquering barbaric mentality.
Not in a million years would I ever think that Nick Cannon would be saying something like this. But when I look at him, I feel like maybe you were on some of that good stuff. But I think some of that good stuff that you took is expired. Now, the funny thing about this is that he was actually quoting Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, of all people. I think he's gotten himself mixed up with this guy and this guy's group, and he started listening to him, and all of a sudden maybe Nick Cannon has deemed himself woke. And you know what they say about people who go woke? You go broke. Hence why Viacom CBS, that he has worked with for the past 15 years or thereabouts, have fired him, because after he made that statement, he has refused to apologize. He's released another statement on Twitter talking about, look, if he was wrong, somebody should come and set him straight and correct him. But that's not an apology. That's him asking for a debate to defend, to double down on what he has already said before. This is quite stupid and it's asinine, because you're talking badly about people that you work with and you work for. What's the sense in that? And the worst part is you're quoting Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, the most controversial person, black leader of some sort. He's the leader of the Nation of Islam in America. And this guy is somebody whom even Malcolm X family is not happy with, have accused him of being involved in the assassination of Malcolm X. Louis Farrakhan, this is the fella whom in 1996 came to my own country to defend a military administrator who was a dictator, General Sani Abacha. He was actually advocating for him, and he said, this is what he literally said: the military system of rulership is the best kind of rulership, and that America should adopt this. I'm paraphrasing basically, but this is what he said in support of General Sani Abacha. He actually advocated that we should allow him 3 more years to organize an election. An election that Sani Abacha would eventually organize, created parties, and all the parties suddenly said they wanted him as the president. He would have organized an election where he would take part and he will be unopposed and win. But fortunately for the country, the guy died in 1998 of some unusual circumstances that nobody really knows. Anyway, so that was the end of that, but I digress. Louis Farrakhan is not a nice person. He's not a good person. He's known as one of the most racist people on planet Earth. Louis Farrakhan talks a lot about Africa and talks about moving to Africa. You're 87 years old, man. You still haven't moved to Africa yet. He lives in America. He doesn't live in Africa. But he keeps telling black people to move to Africa. He keeps talking bad about white people. If that's not racist, then what is? Now, if there's something I'm going to say about all this, is this. Nick, dude, there are certain people you don't trifle with. You can talk bad about white people if you're black. That's fine. You can get away with it, because as far as we're concerned, whatever we say towards the white people isn't deemed racist. Isn't deemed racist for some reason, even if it is. So people like Louis Farrakhan can get away with it. But you can talk about white people if you're white. Hence the I Take Responsibility movement, where white people are talking bad about themselves. And you can get away with it because it's white people. But if you're a white person, you can't talk bad about a black person, because if you do, that would be deemed racism. And if you're a white person or a black person, there is one group of people you do not mess with, and that is the Jewish people. The Jews don't play that, man. They don't mess with anybody. You don't mess with them. How dare you come out talking that anti-Semitic stuff and think that you will get away with it? When you work for them, they will cancel you. Now, the interesting thing about this whole thing is that not only the white people have been pissed off by what he has said, and not only the Jewish people, black people as well have been pissed off. And some of them are making really good points as well.
And you have no idea what you're talking about. Saying that melanin makes you more compassionate. Explain that to the kids that are dying out there in Brooklyn streets. Black kids getting shot by black people. Explain that to the people in Chicago getting shot. Black people getting shot by black people. Maybe if you would focus your energies into actually doing something for your fellow black people, if you would focus your energies into actually being educated, into actually trying to transform the violence that's going on in our communities, you'd be something. You'd be more irrelevant than Mr. Mariah Carey.
There's a huge level of black on black crime in America. And these black people aren't talking about that. Where is the compassion? When 104 people died in one weekend in Chicago, killed by black people, and all the other deaths that have happened recently, 16-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 6-year-olds dying at the hands of black people. Where's the melanin compassion working there? And this is the point that they're all making. This is totally asinine, and it's making us look bad. Now, you may have an argument about white people being savages or not, but the reason behind it, saying that melanin gives us soul, that's why we call ourselves soul brothers, and that this melanin skin is responsible for us having a soul. And in other words, white people don't have a soul. The same white people that pay you is absolutely ludicrous and stupid. Hence why they fired you. Look, dude, if you work for me, if you were under my care and I paid you, and you're out there saying BS about me, I'm going to yeet you real fast. I'm going to send you out. I'm going to kick you out. And you want to know what? They may go a step further and probably ruin you. Go ask Mel Gibson. It took him a while to get back on his feet when he made anti-Semitic statements. So you better be careful, man. Learn what you're saying. Now, I know you're going to get a lot of support from some black people. Puff Daddy has asked you to come to his network. And currently, I think maybe Nick Cannon is trying to maybe fight for the rights to Wild 'N Out, to get the royalties to Wild 'N Out, and to get the rights to Wild 'N Out and take it to maybe Puff Daddy's network if he's actually discussing with Puffy already based on that, because they're friends. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to report it to you guys if there's any new development with regards to that. But generally, what he said, what he's done, to me is damn right stupid. You shouldn't do that. You get woke, you go broke. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think. Is what Nick Cannon saying fact? Is he actually having good basis for what he's saying? Is he in his rights to say what he wants to say? He's probably in his right to say what he wants to say. But let me know what you think about what he said, in terms of, are you in favor of it, or generally are you against it? Like, this dude is black supremacist, and you know, he's kind of like maybe a black nationalist or a black Hitler, and he's talking just like Louis Farrakhan. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will be expecting, and I want to thank you for watching this video. Now, before I leave, I want to quickly remind you guys to make sure that you hit that like button on this video and hit that subscribe button as well. And do not forget to ding that bell for notification. And if you really enjoyed the video, share it with your friends. I will really so much appreciate that. So let's have a chat about it, okay? And I will be getting down in that comment section below right along with you. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. I'm going to be jetting out soon, but before I do, I want to quickly remind you guys to always look after each other and look out for each other. Peace, and Sire's out.